Well, I just learned that a friend of mine that's a big stock market proponent Friday before the close placed a triple long position on the NASDAQ, evidently believing that there was going to be a bounce tomorrow. Now, I will tell you right now, if you are following the futures market, it looks to be quite the opposite. We are in store for what is shaping up to be a real barn burner tomorrow morning when the U.S. markets open. As of recording the video, I'm showing the Dow futures down 1,513 points. That's just under 4%. S&P futures down 220 points or 4.3%. And the NASDAQ futures down 900, and that's 5%. Gold's down $58 an ounce. It's broken the $3,000 per ounce level. Silver's down over $1. Has broken into the 28 handle. Bitcoin selling off 77,000 and change. Ethereum and 6.5%, by the way. Ethereum getting destroyed 13% at $1,567. So we've got basically a pan sell-off. Oil, huge tell. Oil has broken to $59 a barrel, under $60 a barrel. That is sniffing out a massive recession. So I wanted just to come on and give you two stories that are kind of inconsistent. Get your thoughts and opinions. One is the CNBC story tonight relative to the futures and what it means. Another one is a story I saw from Zero Hedge today that says that a lot of countries have over the weekend come to the table starting Friday and want to negotiate with the administration immediately. So let me share both, and again, get your input, and please let me know what you think. So the CNBC article, U.S. stock futures dropped on Sunday evening as the White House remained, excuse me guys, defiant even after a two-day historic stock market rout that followed President Donald Trump's rollout of shockingly high tariff rates on the most key U.S. trading partners. Dow Jones fell 1,531 points, 4% Sunday evening, pointing to another brutal session ahead on Monday. It says this follows a market wipeout to end last week, where the Dow posted back-to-back losses more than 1,500 points for the first time ever. And we know Friday it dropped over 2,200 points. S&P dropped 6% on Friday for its worst performance since March of 2020. NASDAQ down 22% from its record and it lost nearly 6% on Thursday and Friday. Investors did not receive the news over the weekend they were wishing for, that the Trump administration was having successful negotiations with countries to lower the rates, or at the very least was considering delaying the set of so-called reciprocal tariffs due to take effect on April 9th. Instead, says the president and his key advisors played down the sell-off. Trump said Sunday evening that unless the China trade deficit is solved, there will be no deal. According to Reuters headlines, on the market sell-off, the president told reporters that, quote, sometimes you need to take medicine. Trump posted on Saturday to Truth Social for people to hang tough and that this was an economic revolution. Go back and watch yesterday's video I did, if you didn't check it out, relative to this whole scenario and what the administration obviously is banking on. And let's see if it's going to happen or not. Certainly, it is a gamble, but we got the guy from The Art of the Deal. Let's see if this is the art of the deal being played out. Certainly, a lot of people are going to feel a bunch of pain tomorrow if the futures hold. As we know, a lot of times on Sunday night, they open up down and over the night and through the Asian session. Also, we wake up on Monday morning and everything is great. It's party time again and everything is green. So let's see if that happens. It's not looking good, though. The article I saw this morning that obviously I thought, obviously to me, I thought was actually a silver lining, was potentially good news that would maybe give the markets some, let's say, some hope going into Monday. But for whatever reason, it didn't get translated in that regard or that way. So I'll share it with you as Zero Hedge. It says Vietnam, Taiwan capitulate, offer to remove all U.S. tariffs and boost investment. And Zero Hedge says that was quick. Thailand to negotiate with the U.S. on 36% imposed tariffs. Next, it says everyone else. And the article says everyone else, starting with Vietnam, which we profiled Thursday, will slap with some of the highest reciprocal tariffs. Excuse me, let me get the page shifted here. It says, sure enough, crushing countries' U.S. consumer companies who rely on cheap Vietnamese exports. But here it says, sure enough, confirming that Trump's deal-making was about to shine on Friday, Trump posted on his Truth Social account, announced that he had a very productive call with the head of the Vietnamese Communist Party, adding that if Vietnam wants to cut their tariffs to zero, all they have to do is make an agreement with the United States. Fast forward just one day, and we have an example of the first official capitulation by a trading counterparty as Bloomberg reports that Vietnam has offered to remove all tariffs on U.S. imports after Trump announced a 46% levy on the Southeast Asian nation, according to an April 5th letter from Vietnam's Communist Party. The offer was made by party chief To Lam to the U.S. president in a letter that was seen by Bloomberg. In the letter, Lam requested that the U.S. not apply any additional tariffs or fees on Vietnamese goods and asked to postpone the implementation of the tariff announced by Trump last week by at least 45 days after April 9th, which was supposed to be the commencement date. The letter confirms comments made by Trump on Friday on his social network following a call between the two leaders. Vietnam, which has increasingly become a key manufacturing and export alternative to China, will slap with one of the highest tariff rates worldwide last Wednesday. Except all the companies profiled as the biggest casualties from the Vietnam tariffs to soar it says expect all the companies profiled as the biggest casualties from the Vietnam tariffs to soar as the market realizes that for all the posturing, Trump's tariffs were just that, a negotiating chip to minimize trade barriers against the United States, which, as Vietnam so aptly demonstrated, are well now on their way out. The article says, and now we have to wait and see just how much the limping Vietnamese dong, which on Friday dropped to an all-time low, will firm up on the news. In addition to the news about Vietnam bending the knee, the Epoch Times' Jacob Berg reports that Taiwan's President Lai Ching-te on April 6th said his nation would offer zero tariffs and no retaliation as the start of the negotiations with the United States while vowing to remove trade barriers. It says the markets would have a bounce in many of these companies. We're not seeing that right now in the futures. Again, this news evidently, maybe it wasn't mainstream, maybe it wasn't widespread, but it's not having any positive impact right now on where this thing is going for the markets tomorrow. So hopefully you guys are positioned appropriately. Hopefully you've got some dry powder. If you are an investor, if you're able to take advantage of the deals that will likely be there for the taking. I am not giving any suggestions or prognostications about where this market is going. Not an expert by any means, not financial advice or trading advice. This thing could go a lot lower, as I think I mentioned in Friday's video. So let's see if this article about Vietnam is a silver lining that kind of boosts things. Again, it only takes one tweet or some posting on his social media account by Trump suggesting a delay or a negotiation, something like that, to reverse everything. So just posture accordingly. I'm not sure taking a triple long position on the NASDAQ Friday was a good move. I sure hope that my friend is, it turns out okay. Let's see how it plays out. I'll leave it there about 10 minutes today. Hope you guys are having, wrapping up a positive weekend with family, friends, and loved ones. And I'll be updating you as this thing continues to unfold in real time. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.